Hi, I'm Notyetdead in name and in nature, and welcome back to Welker Farms. So it's 5 to 7 in the morning, late summer, and I did suddenly remember we've been so busy I keep forgetting to come and check on the eggs, and my feeling is there's probably quite a few. So I thought I'd come and have a look. So it was another late night last night. Finally finished planting all the poplars in field 8. So the tree planter has been returned. Still can't get that one there. No idea how you're supposed to get to it. Anyway, yeah. So finally that's done. So just a quick bit of a roundup. Actually, I may as well switch this grass on because there's not that much grass on this map. So canola in top of field 2 and in field 12, both getting there. Field 21 is corn, that's nearly ready. Field 20 is wheat, that's nearly ready. And of course we've got field 13 and 2, which are grass and oilseed radish. They're brand new, fresh, sown yesterday, so they'll be a little while yesterday afternoon. And poplars are already in second growth stage on field 8, but they are now finished. As you can see, in the end, pretty well filled the field. In fact, it's actually done a pretty good job. The case, everything's back here. The farm is now a bit more tidy again. I've put all the machinery away where it should be, but no time to rest. So plenty more to do. I've also been starting to plan for next year. Slightly worried about the finances, but we'll see how we get on. So actually what we need to do first today is look at fertilising fields 20, 21 and 8, which will be a great opportunity for us to take a bit of a trip around the farm and have a look at the crops that we've got. And actually, no, before I head down, mind you, the truck's not linked up, is it? If I bring the Horsch round here, jump out a sec, getting the truck on this side, quickly hook this up. Might as well fill it up if we drive all the way down to fields 20 and 21. And anyway, may as well keep this handy, so it tells me it may not be the last time today that we'll need it. Mind you, I suppose actually on the way back up, we can just as well fill it up. I had this problem last time. Just won't. It's really weird. Now isn't that strange? So I'd have to do it from the truck. How can I never remember? Ooh, open centre fill hatch. Hey, I didn't know you could do that. How cool is that? Ah, start overloading. Really weird. So yesterday I'm pretty sure I did it from inside the Leeb, just by pressing L3, and today I've actually had to do it from inside the truck. How most odd. Oh well, it has worked. Right. So yeah, so we'll head down. I was kind of thinking I'd get a worker doing this, but to be honest, there's probably no point, because the other thing that I need to do is start cutting and stacking some trees, which of course now is right at the other end of the map. So very little point in me trekking from one end to the other constantly back and forth. May as well. Oh, and look at our corn. Wowzers. That's put some height on. Jeez. Well, that's really good. Hey, it's going to make it a bit tricky to see where we've been, mind you, so maybe a worker is a good idea. Let's see how we are for length. Probably come out a bit further, actually, from that edge. But yeah, so we'll go around and get all the fields fertilised, and it's basically going to be it for the next day or so. It's fertilising and logging. Not a massive amount of else to do at this point in time while we're waiting for the crops to be ready, but they're not a million miles away. Kind of hoping some of them will be ready by first day of autumn. So yeah, we'll just have to see how we do. But yeah, that corn's just looking amazing. That really does look good. So yeah, I've been planning a bit for next year, already starting to think ahead. I'd quite like to get another field, but basically all of the, like, you know, it'd be good to go a seriously big field. But it'll basically wipe us out of any money we've got, and we still need to get more equipment. We still need another harvester, hopefully another big bud. Quite like to get some of the other bigger cultivators and seeders. You know, seed haul could be quite cool to use. Quite use the flexicoil cultivator. Also thought about the bednar. I might sell some of the stuff we've got. Actually, that's something else we could do in the next episode or two, is take a few bits down to the store and sell them. Because having a look through what there is, there'll be some quite fun stuff. What I'm thinking I might do is actually lease rather than purchase from here on. It would have been nice to have bought some of the stuff, like the case combine, the case combine. We need another combine, and another big bud and stuff like that. Simply because, well, where's the edge? Oh, there it is. Simply because it's what the Welkers own, and therefore stuff that they own, it would be nice to also own. But we'll still have it on the farm. It's not, you know, and yeah, a lot cheaper than buying. Because, you know, we're only talking a couple of seasons on here. We're not going to be, you know, doing years and years on this map. Or you know, we're still only doing 3 day seasons. So it's not days and days and days. I mean, it will get expensive. Some of the equipment, you know, it is expensive. We're talking, I think, was it I was looking at? I think, was it a big bud is about 20 grand an operating hour. And, you know, some of this equipment is going to be running for an awful lot of hours. But then if you think about it, half the year, the big bud sitting in the shed. So, and then you're only talking a few hundred or a few thousand a day in day charges. So actually leasing probably makes sense. And I was actually thinking, if you watch my South Mountain Creamery, I'm going off the edge a little bit, talking too much. But yeah, if you watch my South Mountain Creamery, I've actually been thinking about running a, it might have been the last episode or the next one, I can't remember, to be honest. I did mention that I've been thinking about leasing, like doing a farm entirely leasing. It's a bit late to do that on here, but I could sell everything I've currently got and try next year just leasing all the equipment, just to see. Is that the right? I think that's right. So yeah, that was another option as well, to do that. But we'll see. Just thinking aloud. But it would be nice to get another big field. I think field 1, unless I invest some more money, shall we say, in the farm, which I mean, I could do just for the sake of doing it. But field 1 is, it's like 3.5 million. It's so expensive. But, you know, don't know yet how much I'll make from crops this year. Don't know how much I'll make from wood. But to be honest, I'd be surprised if I make, you know, 1 million, and I'll need more than that. So yeah, but then if I sold all the equipment at least, maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I was just thinking. Ah, farm cat. Hello, farm cat. Shush up. So yeah. Anyway, we'll get these 2 fields sown. Sown. What am I talking about? Sprayed, should I say? And then we'll head on to the next one and see what we do next. Right, so that's that. I'm not going to worry overly about that edge. Let's have a look. Oh, you know what? I think I can live with that. Actually, it's not too bad. I'll just do this bit in the middle. As you saw, I had to get a worker to do that. It was just... there was no way. I just couldn't see where I'd done and where I hadn't done. So I just had to get a worker done. I'm going to end up spraying this little bit in the middle. But you know what? Actually, that doesn't really matter. Because I can do pretty much the bits that are missing, or most of it anyway, on both fields. If I just spray over the edge, and I'm going to... either way I'm going to waste a bit of spray, so I may as well do that. We'll just do this bit, and then I'll live with the other little bits that have been missed. It's an awkward shaped field, and yeah, when you can't see what you're doing, pretty tricky. But this will do. I don't have to worry overly about it being totally fertilised. We've got most of it, and pretty good too. So we'll just... there comes Farm Cat, who's been completely silent while I've had a worker go in. I'm just going to try and do as much of this around this little corner as I can without actually crashing into this building. Oh, look at that. Right. So, I think then that's everything in its final fertilisation state except 13 and 8. 13 will go to final fertilisation when I cultivate in the all-seed radish. And I ran out of time. Sorry, that's very unprofessional. I was getting worried that I might do. Anyway, so yeah, so that just leaves us field 8. So I will drive up there. I may as well... actually, no, I won't. I'm going to fill up at the truck. I'm not going to fill up at the fertilisation point, for the exceptionally good reason that I've already paid for what's in the truck, and I won't need to fertilise again. Probably not all this year, and not much, even if I do. So there's no point in going and paying for more when I've got some sitting in the truck. So I'll fill up here, and I'll go see you up at field 8. Right, so here we are, our amazing field 8. Alright, it's a bit patchy, but some of these are completely filled now. It's actually quite worth it having the worker finish off the pallets. Took a bit of guidance in places, but on the whole, you know what, actually, because we know there's a problem area down this corner, so I'll start down here, get that bit done, get a worker on it, and then we best go do a bit of logging. I'll get this going, and I'll see you in a minute. So, slight change of plan. I took a look on the map and realised that the fertilisation state wasn't changing equally. Oops, bit skipped over. And I can only assume it's because they've been planted at slightly different times. And of course, it was only sort of, I don't know, yesterday afternoon, I suppose, in game time that we sprayed with the big brute. So maybe it's a little bit too early to respray. So I parked the Horsch just over here at leg arm storage, and we'll leave it. Maybe sort of end of the day will be a good time to do another spray. Hopefully it will have reached the next growth stage by then. It's kind of confusing because it took so long to do it. So, time to do some more logging. Can't remember if I did show installing this. I may not have showed me doing this. So if you remember, we've already filled one half or one of the hook lift log containers, and we installed the log storage over here. And just to try, because I happen to have a tree split into 3 logs, I've I've put that on here and it looks really good. And actually I'm also kind of thinking that because they're raised up like this, taking them off here and loading them onto a truck is actually going to be pretty quick. So I might have a bit of a fleet of trucks. I might borrow some from some neighbours. A bit of a fleet of trucks to take them off here and put them in, because the more, you know, more we keep them together, the less it's going to impact the price. Probably should have closed that. That's a little bit lethal. So yeah, so we'll get some logs cut. Also thinking actually I'll start. Sorry, I'm swinging around. I'll start over here. So actually I'll move the JCB out of the way while we're here. And close that. Move this out of the way. We'll start over here because what I'm wanting to do is, as far as I can, is to line up the trees in front of those so that it'll be pretty easy to pick them up with the JCB and just try and make the hand a bit more efficient. So we'll give that a go. So yeah, so I did use the multi-purpose fork to lift those three up, and first impressions, yeah, seems alright, but we'll keep going, we'll see how it goes. Certainly a bit wider. I did manage to have all three in it at one point, which is an improvement on the log grab, so thank you Mr. Sealy P, that does seem to be a good idea, but I'll keep testing it. I'm a little bit rusty anyway, so actually, you know what, may as well grab this little one that's on its own while we're here. Take that one. Oops. I think what I'll do, I've been having to think about what we can do, and there's not going to be an awful lot else going on really, apart from logging and fertilising, until the crops are ready. So I might do a whole lot of stuff off screen for a little while and bring us up to that point. Not sure how long that'll take, we'll have to see. I'm not going to try and put them on it with this, I think that would be asking a little much of my logging skills. Try that, try and get it lined up as much as we can. There we go. Of course, actually from there it's going to pull it forwards, isn't it? I need to be back a little bit. Let's try and see. This might take a bit of fiddling. To be honest, it may not be worth it, but you know, can give it a go, can't we? Too far. Mind you to be honest, once we've started, I can't want them together. Yeah, that's weird, that just disappeared. How strange, never seen it do that before. Oh well, carrying on. Next. That's because I suppose I took it quite high up. But I've noticed that some of these seem to have, you know, the sort of cut point seems to be quite high. I'm not sure why that would be. It's a bit tricky doing that at an angle. Yeah. That one's better. Oh, I'm just going to try any old how. That's going to hit the thing, isn't it? But not that how. Awesome. Okay. Tricky. Eventually it'll come off. Just going to bring it round. Yeah, I'm not sure we're going to get that off. Ooh. So I think it'll be too tricky for my skills. But in theory... actually strong enough to do it. That's interesting. Sort of brushing over it. Ah, there we go. Oh, never mind. I'm sure it'll come eventually. Try and swing it round that way. There we go. It will drop off eventually. I feel certain. It's not in the way, so who cares? I can always get it with the JCB later. It's so annoying when these things happen. Right. Anyway, carrying along. Oh, this is taking far too much concentration. Goodness me. Yeah, just sometimes the cut point just seems to be really high. But it doesn't seem to be, there we go, it's going to go. It doesn't seem to be every single tree. It seems a bit strange. Right, if I swivel that round now, it should bring itself round as I drive. There we go. It's slightly offline now, but that doesn't matter. We'll figure it out. Oh wow, getting a right mess with this. I do apologise, I'm not normally this bad. Grief. All over the place. Actually, that one was almost on the thing. Managed to push it off nicely. Great work. There we go. You know, it might be easier just to drop them where I cut them rather than worrying about trying to line them up. I thought I might be able to do that in stacks. There are probably people who can do it, but I'm afraid not me. But we'll see how we do. Right, so... I already had one time lapse this episode. I'm slightly trying not to do another one, but then on the other hand, speeding up my inability to do this successfully. Yeah, you see what I mean? No cut point. Very strange. Will be far less painful, I'm sure. There we go. That's better. So I might do a little time lapse just to get through some of this. Actually, that's not too bad. If it'll feed it through, that's not too bad at all. Just getting a bit caught on the log stack, but that's okay. Oh, it's starting to clear nicely now. There'll be plenty of this. I was saying a bit earlier on, be interested to see how much money we managed to make. I have a feeling not enough to make too much inroads into buying a new field, but you never know. Again, wouldn't do it just, you know, bringing it up just that tiny little bit. Very odd. Oh well. Yeah, mind. It's going to knock those off, isn't it? Yep, it is. Oh, and it's got caught. Lovely. Well, this is, you know what, I'm just going to do it wherever. Figure it out with the JCB later. Much better. At least if I can pick up all three at once, it's not too bad. Stacking wise, you do have to get them just right on that. Kind of want them as straight as possible. That's cleared a nice little space. Can't wait for harvest. That'll be such fun. Go and buy a new combine. I need to double check. I'm assuming that the Mapper's Paradise got the right length of header, but I'm going to double check to make sure, because if I can get away with getting a longer one, I will do. But if a longer one would be too long, then I won't. And I'll just replicate what we've got already. So I need to have a look at that. I'll check up on that before harvest comes due, but that won't be long now. Hopefully be tomorrow, game time. Oh, whoops. Oh, that's clever, look, spun round. Oh, that makes it easier. Oh dear. Yeah, not having a good logging day really. They're a bit all over the place. But still, we'll sort it all out. Leaving myself rather a lot of work to do the JCB, aren't I? Clearly I'll do that off screen and you'll just see how amazing it looks, all nice and neat and tidy on the log store. And you can't really getting some trees up here actually, not too bad. You know what, I'll keep doing this off screen. I think we've pretty much a slightly shorter episode than usual today, but still of reasonable length. So I'll keep going, I will stack up what I've got, I'll get a few more done, and then I might do... Oh, that was lucky, I hadn't even time to do that. There you go. Yeah, you'll join me later on in the day when we try and get the spraying done, and yeah, getting ourselves ready for harvest. So I might think about actually also, I need to go and get what I planned to use for the trucks, so I need to sort that out as well as get the new harvester. So I'll check up all that. We can do all that in the next episode, that'll be kind of fun. And anyway, that'll do us for now. So I do hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please feel free. And otherwise I will look forward to welcoming you back to Welker Farms very soon. Bye bye for now.